The United States sent 2 warships through the Taiwan Strait on Monday in the second such operation this year, as the U.S. military increases the frequency of transits through the strategic waterway despite opposition from China. The United States sent 2 warships through the Taiwan Strait on Monday in the second such operation this year, as the U.S. military increases the frequency of transits through the strategic waterway despite opposition from China.
The US sent 2 warships through the Taiwan Strait on Monday. The USS Curtis Wilbur and Antietam made the politically choppy voyage at a time of already high tensions between Washington and Beijing. China's foreign ministry hit back at the US operation on Tuesday, saying the Taiwan issue concerns China's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
It's often not appreciated very well in Western capitals just how important and sensitive the Taiwan issue is to Beijing. This is an issue for the Chinese Communist Party that is about their legitimacy. It is about, as they see it, China's sovereignty, and it is about China's territorial integrity. Anything that threatens in Beijing's eyes these issues, and any support that the Americans give to Taiwan's government, and you have to remember Taiwan is a democracy, it is self-ruling, this is something that really freaks out Beijing.
The voyage risks further heightening tensions with China, but will likely be viewed in self-ruled Taiwan as a sign of support from President Donald Trump's government amid growing friction between Taipei and Beijing. The ship's transit through the Taiwan Strait demonstrates the U.S. commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific. Commander Nate Christensen, deputy spokesman for U.S. Pacific Fleet, said in a statement, "The U.S. Navy will continue to fly, sail and operate anywhere international law allows," he added.
Taiwan's relations with China quickly deteriorated after an independence-leaning party swept to power in 2016. But military experts say the balance of power between the two has shifted in China's favor. And while Washington has no formal ties with the island, it is its main source of arms and is bound by law to help it defend itself. In a statement, the US Pacific Fleet said it will continue to fly, sail and operate anywhere international law allows.
Taiwan's defense ministry said it closely monitored the operation and was able to maintain the security of the seas and the airspace as it occurred. Beijing, which considers Taiwan a breakaway province of one China, had already expressed serious concern to the United States Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying told a regular briefing on Tuesday. The Taiwan issue concerns China's sovereignty and territory and is the most important, most sensitive issue in China-US relations, she said. China urged the United States to handle the Taiwan issue cautiously and appropriately to promote peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait, she added. The U.S. Navy conducted a similar mission in the Strait's international waters in July, which had been the first such voyage in about a year. The latest operation shows the U.S. Navy is increasing the pace of Strait passages. Washington has no formal ties with Taiwan, but is bound by law to help it defend itself and is the island's main source of arms. The Pentagon says Washington has sold Taiwan more than $15 billion in weaponry since 2010.
Responding to China's growing presence in the Pacific, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence rolled out a $1.7 billion initiative working with Western allies to provide electricity and internet to most of this island nation.
This is a tragedy that has touched the hearts of millions of Americans. The violence and persecution by military and vigilantes that resulted in driving 700,000 Rohingya to Bangladesh is without.
Washington is also working with Australia to build a naval base in Manus Island. Those are believed to be several steps to counter China's One Belt, One Road.
Last year, President Trump laid out a vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific, and the commitment of the United States of America to this region of the world has never been stronger. And we trust that this announcement today and the part of the United States of America in this joint announcement is proof that America and our businesses are investing in this region as never before.
Discord between the U.S. and China has dominated much of the summit meetings. Both exchanged blunt wordings.
Rules must be formulated jointly by the international community, but not by anyone that has the strongest muscles and might, let alone resorting to utilitarianism and double standards.
The U.S. cautioned countries not to fall into the trap of Chinese-stepped diplomacy.
Do not accept foreign debt that could compromise your sovereignty. Protect your interests. Preserve your independence. And just like America, always put your country first.
Because I think these kind of things didn't happen often, and China and America have totally different narratives on it, but it shows the escalation of the tension between our two countries. And I will ask, are we going to see more kind of confrontations in South China Sea? Are we going to see a repeat of 2001, that kind of collision between one Chinese plan and US one? Or I hope that will not happen. I think the concerns here are to what are our two countries heading on when it comes to our relationship. I will agree with you in the beginning. President Trump initiated this kind of tariff action against China. China was believing there can be a way out. We can find out some agreements to solve this problem. But I think President Trump then realized he can achieve much more than his original expectation. And some hawks in his administration are clearly trying to push other agendas like this South China Sea and many other issues. So the question for me is, what does President Trump want? Does he really want a good trade deal with Chinese side, or he will go to an extent that all this kind of hawkish policies will be done in the future, and the US and China will face a kind of separation, or even, as some say, a Cold War?